microphone, and we will be good to go in one moment here.
Yeah. Okay.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay.
So today we have two presentations, or the same one. Use.
Oh, the second one is just a different title. I gave it a different title.
Oh, okay. Anyway, OK， 咱们所有进入直播间的人可以先签到，姓名加单位。也请大家转发，就是点上右上角的那3个点儿，可以转发到朋友圈，或者，尤其今天我们这个主题呢是关于用英文来进行，是关于怎么减肥的。那么对不管是减肥感兴趣的，还是对外语感兴趣的，大家都可以进入这个直播间，或者让更多的人来了解，既学习外语，又同时了解一些健康的知识。正好我们两个的对话者呢，都是有减肥经历的人，尽管有些人比较成功，有些人还在成功的路上。请大家先转发，感谢大家。同时左下角有一个赏字，可以打赏。我们在20秒后开始，欢迎大家转发。Okay, every day, as long as I listen to the song, always I feel very excited. Okay, Joe, please introduce yourself. Yes, yeah, please introduce yourself.
So, guys, my name is Joe Martin, and I'm a former software engineer, marketer, business speaker, who used to work about 20 years with Fortune 500 companies. And about 5 years ago, began helping manufacturers in China to sell their products into the North American market. And for the past year, I've been helping people throughout China to improve their conversational English for work, for school, whatever your reason. We're doing this collaboration to try to help you improve your conversational English skills. And so over to Dr. Lyu Guo.
Okay, thank you for your introduction, and let me introduce myself. My name is Lyu Guo, 双口吕，中国的国。I am the founder of Suntrans. Suntrans provide translation in geology and mining, and also we have a mining consulting company in New York. In 2000, about 20 years ago, in 2000, I graduated from Northwest University and specialized in biology. And then I went to teach high school English for 3 years. But at the same time, I finished my second bachelor degree at Lyu University in English education. And in 2003, I came to Beijing and studied mineralogy, petrology, or mineral deposits at China University of Joint Sciences. And at the same time, I worked for the globally largest mining company BHP Billiton, and also I was jointly cultivated by China University of Chinese Sciences, the Chinese Academy of Sciences, and Miami University in the United States. When I came back to China, I finished my postdoc at Peking University in geology, and also worked for a government China Geological Survey. And in 2008, I registered Suntrans certificate of Tsinghua University in Beijing, and I registered Suntrans Consulting LLC in New York, and we have 3 branch offices in respectively located in Toronto, Canada, and Lahore, Punjab province, Pakistan, and Kampala, Uganda in Africa, and since when I in the past 12 years, I have been in more than 30 countries to help Chinese companies to purchase mines and oil fields, and we also have held a lot of international conferences in mining, geology, and translation industries. And since 1 month ago, just because the outbreak of novel coronavirus, we couldn't see our clients face to face, and I discussed with our American friend Joe, and to collaborate about online conversation English training, and so we also introduce the similarities and differences between China and America in many aspects, such as languages, foreign language learning, and culture and life differences, etc. And today we are trying to talk about the not so secret guide to weight loss. Okay, I guess a lot of people, it's very hard. It's easy to put on weight, but very hard to lose weight. Joe, would you like to talk about why you choose the topic?
So, well, first of all, I chose it because I lived it. and I got to see some very funny pictures of me. And it's important for particularly women, everyone, to understand that, if you want to lose weight, whatever your reason, you can, but there's nothing truly special about it. Many people believe in many kind of crazy ideas about how precisely to lose weight. Yeah. And I'm going to go through why it's just straight science, mathematics.
Yes.
Why, how you lose it and how you keep it off. And again, I lived it because I lost 28 kilograms last year. So we'll talk about all that.
Here I show the 2 photos, the sharp contrast. Maybe it's easy to.
Awesome photos.
Yeah. But first glance, when I saw the 2 pictures, I thought 2 guys, not 1 person. Yeah, totally different.
You definitely know that you're fat when your shirt is bursting like a balloon.
Yeah.
And if you look at that photo of me from January, I look like a balloon with a head.
Yeah.
And it was at that point that some of my colleagues in China said, "Yo, you look like you're going to have a baby."
Yeah.
And I said, I need to lose this. I can't look like I'm going to have a baby.
Yeah.
So I spent the next 7 to 8 months losing that weight. I'll talk about how it is. And then I will talk about the science behind it. I didn't have to figure out the science behind it. You don't have to know it. We're just going to talk about it here so that you understand how it works.
Yeah.
But it's like I say, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
So the next slide. Oh, and by the way, that was 28 kilograms.
28 kilograms.
In 7 months. 28. I went from.
How long did it last? I mean, from the very. I mean, how many days? From the beginning to the number, roughly how?
So you're looking at about 210.
210.
210.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't start perfectly at the beginning of the month. I started toward the end of the month of January. And there's a few easy steps that I call them easy. They are easy. People make these harder than they need to be. But there's a few easy steps to follow.
Yeah.
And the very first one is on, let's see, these slides of steps. You'll see step 1.
Yeah.
Step 1, if you see the photo, that's what you see. Because you're getting on a scale, and you're weighing yourself, and I know a lot of you ladies do this. I know
Yes.
this because I have friends throughout China,
Yeah.
and a lot of women do this every day. They get on a scale, and they weigh themselves. They're obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Stop that. The very first thing, that is very unhealthy.
Yeah.
That is what leads to eating disorders, and that's not a good thing. So the very first thing you need to do is either put the scale away, put it somewhere, put it in storage, put it in a box.
Why should we put that away? For my experience, I remember some part is really, I can say, it's a successful case. In some degree, it's not so successful. Firstly, I can tell you the numbers. That is, within 3 months, I reduced, I lost weight about 16 kilograms. Or we can, in Chinese, usually a lot of people say 32 jing. And the first month, I remember the number is 21. 21 jing, that is more than 10.5 kilograms within 1 month. But later, the weight is reduced slightly. But later, sometimes I didn't keep fit so much and gradually put on weight once again. And so in some degree, it's not so successful. And here you mentioned that it's not a rocket science. About here, I guess you say you are trying to express that. Oh, it's not so difficult. It's not so profound. Everybody knows the formula, but not everybody can realize it.
They don't. Yes, it's as you're going to see in this presentation. It isn't difficult, but many people don't understand how it happens. They don't understand how weight really leaves your body. How does weight how do you lose that weight? And that, because we lack that understanding, we tend to buy into crazy ideas about weight loss. We'll talk about shortly some of these fad diets.
Yeah.
That we call them fad diets. Every doctor or so-called expert comes out with a new fad diet and they want you to believe it, but you don't need to. It's not that complicated. The reason I say to stop the scale, because we get in the habit of measuring performance only by that number. And that number fluctuates. It fluctuates.
You're right.
This cup. Okay, see this cup? This cup is about
I use this cup.
Ounces.
I use this cup. Very huge, giant cup.
It's 24 ounces. It's approximately, what would that be? 240 mil. So I think it's more than that. It's probably about 700 mil. There's about 700 milliliters in that cup, which means that it weighs 4 liters, approximately to a gallon. It probably weighs about, I would say about pound, a little over, so about half a kilogram. So if I drink this cup of liquid right now and I get on a scale, I will weigh about 1/2 a kilogram more than I did 10 seconds ago. That's how much your weight can fluctuate.
But for me, I during the course for losing weight, almost every morning and every night, I will use my scale to weigh and get all of the numbers, the fat ratio, the total weight, and the water percentage, and a lot of data, statistics. And later I made several graphs even. And here here you mentioned it's not rocket science, but I still think it's basic science. Here, the reason that I mentioned basic science. I mean, I have to because I also tried several times to lose weight. One thing I have one very terrible lesson. I draw a lesson from my experience. I want to say maybe we have got a PhD or postdoc, or we have very high degrees, but about how to lose weight, we are still a layman. We are still not very knowledgeable. A lot of times we are over confident in the knowledge of losing weight. Here I must emphasize, if we are not not expert, we must admit that in some degree we are just pupil. In certain field we are expert, but in certain field we are really know nothing. Here I think at the very beginning, I think I was really extremely foolish. I always try to challenge some experts' idea, but a lot of trials later, I got some conclusion that I was just a pupil in losing weight. So here I want to say, I want to express one point, that is losing weight. It's a science. It's a science. If we really don't want to spend too much time in knowing the details, at least we must follow the instructions from our coach and from some people who have experienced it. Otherwise, a lot of people couldn't lose weight. We know nothing. For example,
well, you'll see.
Yes. For example, before I realized I think how to lose weight. One thing is important. That is why should we lose weight? maybe some people say, "Oh, it's too ugly. It's too fat. If you are too fat, maybe it's ugly." Some people say, or maybe give you some comments that it's not good looking. And another reason led me to recognize I must lose weight. One thing, maybe at the end of 2015, my sister-in-law came to Beijing, and her husband both came to Beijing. And actually, my sister-in-law suffered from cancer, so we went to the hospital, and the hospital asked us to donate blood. Asked us to donate blood to them because it's a very important surgery. So our relatives must donate blood. I also, of course, because my brother, my elder brother, and my sister-in-law were over there. Of course, I want to help them. But when the doctor saw me, he said, "No. Just stand outside. You are not qualified." I said, "I'm healthy. Why do you think so?" He said, "You obviously the fat in your blood is too much. The percentage is too high. You are not." I told her, "Oh, I don't believe. Please test it." Later, they called me one result. Okay, you are entirely not proper because the fat in your blood is too much. That is, it's not healthy. You may, if you really donate the blood, maybe in some degree, it's a poison for the patient. Oh, it shocked me. From the second day, that is 2000, I remember January 1st of 2016, I got started to lose weight. So because that doctor, I checked the doctor's suggestion. If I didn't lose weight, that means maybe my lifespan will much shorter than other people, and very easily suffer from a lot of diseases. So I think not only involved in good looking or bad looking, more importantly, our lifespan will be reduced if we put on weight too much. So here, how to lose weight? The first thing is for anyone. No one is willing to die. So if you want to live longer, no matter you are president of a country, or you are so famous scientist, or you have a lot of fortune, a lot of money, no matter what, the first one is lifespan. If your lifespan is reduced or shortened too short, everything is zero. So here, the first point I want to emphasize, not only good looking or bad looking, but also your lifespan. If you really want to lose weight, if you haven't realized the importance of losing weight, that means you need to learn some knowledge. Otherwise, we are foolish. We are really foolish. At least I explain 2 points. One, I must lose weight and keep fit, keep healthy. The second is I argued a lot with my coach, my doctor, because I spent a lot of money to invite one coach help me. And I spent a lot of money in not only buy some special nutritions, and also ask him every day. I just must submit my daily report about all of the numbers. For example, how many kilometers I walked, not run, and how about my weight, and how about my emotion, how about my sleep time and quality, and I must report all of the data to her, and then I found her instructions were extremely important. I shouldn't challenge her anymore. At least later I may talk more about so misunderstanding, misconception about losing weight may caused failure. So I hear it's not a rocket science, but certain science. Here I just want to emphasize this point. So here you mentioned step one, stop doing this. You mean don't use a scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't so. The first thing is definitely don't look at the scale every day.
I agree with you. Yeah.
You want to do it, once a month, once every couple weeks, just to see what the progress is. Okay, but I didn't look at the scale for 7 months, and it was because you can see the change. You don't need a scale to tell you. You will see.
Yeah.
And notice, wow, clothing get a little bigger. I eat a little better. My knees don't hurt.
I agree with you.
Don't hurt as much. You will feel the change. Scale. What happens, particularly with women, but not just women, is it becomes an obsession.
Yeah.
They will look and say, "Oh, I was 51.2 kilograms yesterday. I'm 51.4 kilograms today."
Yeah.
That will only drive you crazy. It will drive you crazy. Remember, I already lost the weight. I've done it.
Yes.
So, I can tell you, if you look at it every day on a scale, you're going to do more harm than good. So, either commit to only looking at that scale every once in a while, maybe at the end of each month.
Yeah.
Or don't look at it.
And
trust your body.
Your body
will show you.
Yes, you are right. I think stop doing this in some degree. For me, I think not only every day. I mean, for long life, every day we must keep remember to keep physical exercise and keep fit and don't put on too much weight. We must always remember this. And don't have to remind where our scale. Yeah, you are right. So don't have to always.
I should mention though.
Yeah. As long as we get used to get used to it, the habit, the good habits for eating or sleeping, everything is okay.
Good habits.
Yes.
I should mention though.
Yeah.
I didn't do any exercise. None. I lost 28 kilograms without changing any exercise habit. The science, as you'll see in a little bit, science doesn't require you to exercise. And I'll explain what exercise does, but exercise is not needed.
Yeah.
Only the exercise has a different purpose.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that after, but I did no exercise. Imagine losing 28 kilograms. I didn't walk anymore. I didn't run. I didn't lift weights. Didn't put I lost 28 kilograms. So over these next 6, you'll see why. The second step is stop believing the fad diets. There are hundreds, and every year a new one comes out, and I have seen them all. I have 2 sisters,
yeah,
and I have 2 ex-wives, and they have gone through all of these diets, and none have achieved the results that I did. Partly because these diets, what happens is somebody out there with a degree, a nutritionist, a doctor, will make claims that aren't based in the simple science that you will see shortly. They bits and pieces of fact and mix it with stories.
Yeah.
Because they want you to believe if you eat this soup, if you eat this grapefruit, if you eat this watermelon, that you can lose weight better and faster. They're fads, and some of them can be extremely dangerous for you to do. You don't need these things. So stop spending money on books you don't need, for diets you don't need, from experts that are trying to sell you not weight loss. They want to sell you their book. They want to sell you their program. They want to sell you their candy bars, their meals, their other profit-making things, and that's their goal. That's their mission.
Yeah.
I'm not making any money from telling you this. This is just,
experience.
What works for me that can work for you as long as you follow and not, commit half.
So
fully commit yourself.
So it has nothing to do with interest. So that means you can talk something very objective, so can correctly.
Yeah, well, and I didn't need to buy any special food. I didn't need to buy any special pill. I didn't need any special book. I simply followed, the simple science of weight loss, which ultimately, as you'll see, is very, very simple. But we like to believe it's more complicated.
Right.
We like to believe, wow, we need to be expert in this to understand how. You don't. I'm not an expert. I lost 28 kilograms. You don't need the degree. What you need is to follow some simple rules.
Yeah.
And on the next slide, the main rule is stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. We are the biggest liars in the world to ourselves. We're always worried about other people lying to us. But we lie to ourselves. I used to take, my food, I would eat some chips, maybe a candy bar or some cake, and say, I will eat a little better tomorrow. Lie, because I didn't. I will eat a little less later today. Lie, because I didn't. I will start my eating correctly next week. Lie, because I didn't. Those lies have to stop. You cannot, if you continue to do that, if you continue to make believe, I want to lose weight. Yeah, it sounds great. But if you don't take the first step, you're never going to lose the weight. In fact, I can tell you with 100% certainty, if you don't do this, in 1 year, you're going to be exactly where you are today.
Yeah.
And it's not a mystery. I don't need any special calculator. I don't need any special formula. I can tell you, you will be exactly where you are today.
Yeah.
So you have to stop telling you little lies, because these lies are what has enabled you to not lose weight before. Believe me, I have eaten every delicious bad thing imaginable. and it all tastes amazing. But I ate too much of it, too much. There's a difference between having a taste and saying, that was the best little piece of, chocolate, and having a big bar or bag of chocolate candy. Big difference. And you see why there's a different shortcut. So, number 3.
Yeah.
Stop lying.
Yeah, we must keep...
probably the still hardest thing. Yeah, we're so effective at lying to ourselves that we don't even see it. We don't feel it. We've been doing it since we were little children.
Yeah.
So we've become experts at lying to ourselves. So this is the hardest part of all of this. And once you get past this and you are truthful with yourself, you will begin to see the change that you want.
Yeah. Here, I maybe some of my suggestions is a little bit different from yours. As you suggest, if necessary, we needed to read some books about losing weight, because after all, our knowledge is very limited. It's true. Some booksellers are trying to make a profit. And of course, they have to make living. But for ourselves, we don't have to read a whole bunch of books. Everyone is pretty busy. We couldn't and we cannot read too many books. At least certain books are guidebooks are very necessary. Just my personal experience. Another point is if we have clearly known what we should do to keep healthy food and sports and games very regularly, it's okay. If not yet, maybe we must change our habits into new ones. So that means we must have some instructions, some rules. Just because, for example, you mentioned about chocolate. Sometimes how much is okay? Well, if it's 1 bar or 2 bars or just 1 bit, it's very hard to calculate. If we don't have clear or definite requirements, that means we may put on weight as usual. So in some degree, I think we cannot test everything. If other people have accumulated a lot of experience on books, we just use it, and it can save time. We don't have to try everything. After all, we are so busy. Maybe for you basically know a lot. You are very disciplined, and basically you know what you should do. But not everybody has noticed these instructions. So case by case in some degree.
Well, remember now though, for years, I knew what to do naturally, but I didn't do it. Spent year after year. In fact, in 2009, I had lost 17 kilograms, but then, after losing the weight, I allowed myself to begin lying to myself again.
I agree with you.
And from 2000, it's very easy. I mean, I lost all the weight.
Yeah.
After years of being very heavy, then I began lying to myself, and slowly, from 2009 up to 2019, I not only regained 17 kilograms, I gained another 7 kilograms. More than that, 11 additional kilograms. So I gained about 28. And so I lost the weight, but then I stopped believing, and I started lying again. And it was able to, even though I knew the right thing to do, I can do it day after day for 10 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't until my Chinese colleague said, "Joe, you look like you're going to have a baby." That I said,
some people told me, "Oh,
wow,
you seem pregnant about 5 months."
Yes.
Oh, 5 months or 6 months.
I said, "Wow, that's not good. That's not good for two reasons. One, my health. Believe it or not, yes, you can be heavy and healthy simultaneously, but usually the joints and bones in your body don't like that additional weight. So our knees hurt, our hips hurt, our back hurts, and those are oftentimes because we're carrying more weight than we really should be carrying. As you lose that weight, my knees are hurting a lot, so hurting frequently.
Yeah,
That's because it ate fewer kilograms to move around. So, we call it yo-yo, right? You go up, and down, like a yo-yo. And so, yo-yo diet is the idea that you gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, and you want to avoid that. This time, I lost the weight, and now I commit to making sure that I don't go back to my old habits. So
that's good.
Now, step 4 is you have to commit to this. I can tell you that I've seen people at the same time as me. They start on the same day.
Yeah.
And 1 week later, they're done. They lose their commitment. They stop. And they go back to bad habits. And they see me continue. And they go, "Wow, how do you do it?" I say, you have to commit. You cannot just give up. If you give up, do you expect you're going to lose the weight? You can't commit to it. Now, it's okay if you want to accept and say, I'm unable to commit, and you accept the weight that you're at. Okay, that's okay. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying don't later say, I didn't lose weight. Well, of course you didn't. You didn't commit. You decided to stay at that weight. Don't be mad at yourself. That was your decision to make. So you have to commit in order to make this happen. And every day I had a choice. I could go back to my old ways, or I could continue on my path. And every day it's a fight. It's like a war going on inside your head. And one side wants you to quit. The other side wants you to continue and reach your goals. You can't let this side win if you want to reach your goal. You have to continue. You have to commit.
Yes.
So it seems easy, but for 10 years, I didn't commit. Every day.
And one thing I want to commit. That means in many aspects. I recognize one point is extremely important. That is about sleep. In order to lose weight, sleep time is very important. Sometimes, in the very beginning, I didn't recognize the importance of sleep. Make sure the quality, the time. Later, when I read some books, I recognized, every day we must keep comparatively fixed schedule about our sleep. If without good sleep, sometimes some people maybe think that if we stay overnight, maybe doesn't matter. Even we can lose weight quickly. Actually, if we couldn't have a regular sleep, that means our metabolism, we cannot make sure our metabolism happening normally. In some degree, it may cause putting on weight. So I think sleep time is we must commit to ourselves. Don't as long as it's time for go to bed, just immediately put your smartphone away from you, and every morning, if we have the habit of morning running or exercise, physical exercise, we must also set our clock and remind us timely. So that is always keep the same pace. Maybe we will feel comfortable, and our body's function or functions are also normal. So I think this is sleep is very important for metabolism of our body. And for losing weight, because if we are always working and work, for example, some people are workaholic and day and night are working, and our body is so busy, no time to have a rest, and cannot finish metabolism timely, so that we will put on weight quickly. Yes, about this point I think it is important. And here you also mentioned about go ahead, please.
So the one of the sleep, of course, absolutely. When I say make better choices, I mean not just the food. So sleep will be one of those better choices. Sometimes I understand with your job, with your children, it's tough to find enough sleep.
Yeah.
But try to get it where you can. If you deprive yourself too much, you are going to find it more difficult to lose weight. Part of it is because your body uses that evening, that sleep time,
right,
to repair itself.
Yes, repair itself.
Yes, and it's in that process you're actually burning some calories at that point too, but it helps you to more effectively burn calories when you're awake. Your metabolism is connected to your sleep habits. Poor sleep habits, poor metabolism, and you cannot escape that. So that is part of making better choices. But think of it this way, and I'm going to post a link in the message section of this discussion. There is a link that is to a weight calculator.
Yeah.
In that weight calculator, you can put your age, your height,
yeah,
weight. It will tell you how many calories. Now it's kilojoules.
Yeah.
You have to do the conversion to kilojoules. It tells you how many calories per day if you want to stay the same weight. So I just did I put in my age, my current weight, and it said 1,810 calories per day. That is for me, not to lose weight, but to stay exactly the same weight that I am today. I would have to eat 1,800 calories each day.
Okay.
That is with no exercise. Now, if you want to lose weight, you have to eat fewer than 1,800 calories. If you're doing no exercise at all. If you want to gain, you eat more. So this calculator, the whole purpose of it is to help you know what your budget, your calorie, think of it like a financial budget.
Right.
It's your calorie, your kilojoule budget. You can spend that budget any way you want throughout the day. If you wanted to have if I wanted 1,800 calories of chocolate, no coffee, no bread, nothing. It's long as I don't exceed 1,800 calories. I would not gain weight. That's because it's mathematical. 1,800 calories the calorie does not know what the food was. It doesn't care what the food was. It just knows it's 1,800 calories of energy that you burn, or me, that I burn each day.
Maybe here we can have an interaction with our audience. What kind of food is necessary for us? That is healthy food. We can ask our audience. Let our audience list some food. At least for most people, it's health. Some are not health. Maybe for 30 seconds.
Sure.
Yeah. 我们跟大家可以有一个互动
OK
就是给这大约30秒钟的时间，大家可以列出来你认为哪些食物呢是健康的，那对减肥也好，对身体健康也好，把这些健康食品可以列出来，同时也列出哪些食物呢可能是不合适的，如果要不合适的在减肥过程中，欢迎大家呢在这儿有30秒钟的列出来，也欢迎大家进一步转发我们今天的直播，感谢大家。Okay, about food, some people have listed take no snacks and more. Get a good diet habit first. Yeah. Here, I can list several points. One is about noodles. Because I was born in Gansu Province, northwest China. For noodles, almost every day we eat noodles. Love that very much. Actually, noodles may if we eat noodles, it's very easy come into as some fat. So we shouldn't eat too much noodles. And another thing is we still need to eat some meat. But it cannot contain too much fat. Otherwise, we will also put on weight. The third point is drink water much more than usual. Because water, with water, enough water in our body, we cannot wait. A lot of people don't drink water until they feel thirsty. When they really feel thirsty, that means their body tissues have been dehydrated too much. That's why I use a very big bottle. That is so much, maybe 2 liters. The bottle. Drink more water. It's easy to lose weight. Okay, about the food.
Remember.
Can you sometimes most people eat too much meat. We should balance. We must have some meat, but vegetables for a lot of people is not enough. We should eat some fruits, and the fruits we are in order to lose weight, we shouldn't eat some very sweet fruits. like banana, watermelon, too sweet. That means contain too much sugar. We cannot eat them. Maybe just taste some, no problem. But if we eat too much, too frequently, that means easily to put on weight. And about food, can you also list some necessary cannot or can, please?
Well, so the way you need to think about food is not what you might expect. There's two different things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
The weight loss is all about the calories, the kilojoules. That's it. It doesn't care what type of food. Remember, earlier I said hypothetically,
Yeah.
you could eat I could eat 1,800 calories of chocolate each day with no other food and not gain weight, because 1,800 is 1,800.
Yeah.
Math. But if forget weight for a minute. Let's forget about weight.
Yeah.
Your general health can be affected. The reason is, if I spend my entire calorie budget, my food budget, just not getting nutrition that I need in my life, I'm not getting good protein, I'm not getting the carbohydrates, I'm not getting the minerals and salts that the body needs to function properly. So, think of your food budget like a financial budget. You
Right.
can spend it on bad things, but you might lose weight, but you might be very unhealthy, because there are skinny people with high cholesterol. Yes, they
Skeleton.
have high cholesterol, they have high blood pressure, because they're skinny, but their food, they spend their food budget on sugar and salt and fat. So, as long as you stay within budget, you can eat whatever you want, but if you want good health, really good health, you must spend your food budget wisely. How?
Yeah.
You pick and how it's breakfast. Are you going to have a snack food that is high in salt and fat and sugar? Or are you going to have an apple or some grapes? Or even you can have watermelon. It's okay if you don't exceed your budget. But is watermelon the best way to spend your budget?
Right.
So what I did, every morning, I decided I'm going to have maybe some yogurt that would give me calcium and protein, very low fat, because I did not eat flavored yogurt. I ate plain yogurt.
Yeah.
Flavored yogurt has sugar, a lot of sugar in it. And you'll see shortly that's not good. So I do plain yogurt, fresh fruit in it, maybe a little granola. Other times for breakfast, I might have toast with eggs on it, or avocado on it.
Yeah.
Other times I might have something like pancakes, which are okay. You can have them. You don't want to eat your entire budget for the day in pancakes.
Yeah.
Earlier, you were talking about noodles. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's now lunchtime.
Yeah.
I can eat noodles for lunch. It's okay. I just don't want to spend my entire budget for the day on lunch. So I can't eat a big bowl of noodles. If I do,
Yeah.
I'm going to consume my entire daily budget in one meal.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose weight if you do that. So you can have noodles. You just can't have the big bowl of noodles. You can have ice cream,
Yeah.
but you just can't have a big bowl of ice cream. You have to be you have to make good choices, which means good foods versus bad foods. These are more nutritional. The portion. Do I eat, smaller portions or big portions?
Yes.
Well, smaller portions, of course, because you need to fit into your budget. Should I eat late night? No. Bad choice. Eating late at night is part of why you're going to slow your metabolism down throughout the night and that next morning.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat anything late at night. The other thing that people do that it drives me crazy, they will say, I'm not going to eat breakfast, or I'm going to skip my lunch. When you skip a meal, your body becomes confused. It thinks, I was expecting to eat, but there's no food. When am I going to eat? I can't burn calories, because if I do, I don't know when I'm going to eat next. When you skip meals, the body actually slows the metabolism down.
Right.
Because it doesn't want to burn too much energy. So people who skip meals, they cause their metabolism to work more slowly, which makes it harder for them to lose weight.
Right. Correct.
If it doesn't make
Correct.
If it
You're
doesn't
right.
make sense to you.
You're right.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing. So you'll see some woman, usually women, always.
Yes.
Say, I only eat once a day.
Yeah.
Eat at dinner. That's it. And I said, really? So imagine she's not exercising. Let's say she does no exercise.
Originally,
breakfast.
somebody was trying to lose weight. Actually, occasionally or sometimes skip meals. That means put on weight.
Yes, because when they finally do eat the meal at dinner, the body is saying, wow, I'm only going to eat once a day. I cannot burn energy too fast.
Energy storage will happen.
It begins storing more.
Yeah.
It's your metabolism. So lack of sleep, eating late at night, and skipping meals are 3 ways that you will undermine losing weight. You will. It's just going to happen. The math supports it. So you have to, and the chemistry. But you really, I said earlier, stop lying to yourself. I meant, get sleep. Don't lie and say, oh, I'll sleep tomorrow. That doesn't work that way. There's no such thing as, catching up on your sleep. You lose sleep, it's lost forever. Don't catch up on it tomorrow. Don't eat late at night. If you are, and you're lying to yourself, you're undermining. And, don't, when you're choosing your foods, don't choose poorly. Don't eat dinner and skip breakfast and lunch. Don't huge portions and then wonder why gain weight. It's mathematical. So better choices is about sleep. About the type of food you eat. It's about how much food you eat. All of it. You need to start making better choices. I did.
Yeah.
In my case, I chose not to use my budget, my calorie budget, on bad foods. So that was just a choice. So I cut out cookies and cake and chips for many months. And I only introduced them again into my diet in very limited amounts later, when I was comfortable with my new habits. And I knew that I could eat a cookie without eating a bag of cookies. Very big difference. So in the early stages of losing weight, it's not helpful to have too many what we call trigger foods that get you to overeat. Cookies, chips, ice cream, pizza. These are foods that taste good.
Contain too much energy.
Right? So don't. Yeah, and don't put it in your house. If you have it in your house, it's going to make it harder for you to resist it. It's going to be right there in your house. It's 2 feet away, right? 2 meters. When you know there is a cake in your refrigerator all day, the cake is going, come eat me. Yeah, come eat me now. Of course.
Yes.
You're trying to resist because it's right there in the refrigerator. Don't do that to yourself. That's torture. That's why? If you're trying to lose weight, try to either keep it out of the house, or keep very little in the house, especially if you know how much you like it. You know, I had a sister who liked chips.
Mm-hmm.
She could not sit around chips without eating all of them. So
a lot of people like this. Last time I remember one scientist made some questionnaire and researched. Do you know a lot of people go to cinema and popcorn? People like to eat popcorn. Do you know how usually decide the amount of popcorn people eat depend on what? Some people maybe guess, the cup bigger, they will eat more. Smaller, will be little. Some people say, if the film is excellent, maybe people will eat more popcorn. Some people say, if the Coca-Cola is very great, maybe people will eat more popcorn. And some people say, as long as another girlfriend or boyfriend near you, maybe you eat more popcorn. But final result is that depends on the cup. If the cup is larger, then people eat more popcorn. If it's smaller, just so much eat up, and then when the cinema is finished, just go away. And so in great degree depends on the cup is big or small. So if we want to lose weight,
we have a concept.
We cannot have a lot of food around us. No one can do it.
Yes, in English, a word that we use this type of eating, we call it grazing, like a cow. So it works like this: you have your bucket of popcorn in front of your face. And this is grazing.
Automatically, no matter how much.
You don't even think. You're watching the movie, and you eat, and you eat, and you eat the whole movie. It's grazing is mindless eating. You don't even think about it. You and bigger the popcorn, the more you're grazing. At least if it's tiny, when it's done, it's done. You're not going to be able to eat more because that's all you gave yourself. If this is this big, now you're going to graze more.
Yes.
So you can control your eating habit, not giving yourself such a big available portion, because you will, unless you are fully committed. Like right now, I could sit around someone else. Myself, I'm having none of the pizza, and I will eat none of the pizza because I have learned how to do that from just committing to not lying to myself. But 1 year ago, a little over a year ago, if someone brought a pizza home, I would automatically just start eating and mindlessly graze, slice, another slice, another slice. So you need to be careful with that. that last step, don't deny yourself the occasional reward.
Yeah.
I say it because of this. If you like chocolate and you have been spending your calorie budget very wisely every day, you've been eating good nutritional food, you love it.
Yeah.
If you don't give yourself a little bit of chocolate sometimes, not every day, not every 2 days, but maybe on the weekend, you have a piece or a couple pieces.
Yes.
It's okay. In fact, it will help you to not, what we call binge. It will help you to not suddenly want so much chocolate that you undermine your goals. You know, you say, okay, I'm not going to eat chocolate, then by the end of month 1,
Yeah.
you're going to want to eat this much chocolate. But if you, on a weekend, you have a really high quality piece of chocolate, something you really enjoy, but this is your thing on the weekend and you enjoy it, that's okay, because this will help keep this from going crazy. So always feel okay with rewarding yourself, just don't overdo it. The problem I faced back 10 years ago was on day 1, I would say, oh, I'll just have this today. I won't do this tomorrow. Lie. I did the same thing. Next day, I won't do this tomorrow. Another lie, because I did it again. So when I say reward yourself, you cannot lie to yourself. If you're going to do this, do it infrequently.
Yes.
Maybe once a week. Maybe have a slice of pizza on the weekend. And you'll go, yeah, that's good. By the way, it'll taste really, really good.
Yes.
You won't be eating it so frequently. It will feel like a reward.
I find a kind of people, that is, some people around us, they eat a lot. Some girls, they eat a lot, but still very slender, very thin. So would you like to explain why? Yeah, metabolism.
It's young people. So everybody who's not young anymore will know what I mean. The younger you are, the higher your metabolism. You actually burn calories
very quickly
at a higher rate.
Yeah.
When you're younger. As you grow older, your metabolism slows. And the only way to really speed it up as an older person is to exercise and build lean muscle. Fat does not burn fat. Lean muscle requires a lot of energy to maintain. It's what bodybuilders, football players, basketball players, swimmers, that's why they eat so much food. Because those bodies, with all that muscle, requires a lot of food to maintain it. So if you build, when you're a little older, 30, 40 plus years old, if you exercise and build a body that is more muscular, you will help offset the instead of your metabolism down, by the way, it drops about 8%. Your metabolism drops about 8% every decade, every 10 years.
Yeah.
So at 30 to 40, your metabolism goes down by about 8%. From 40 to 50, it goes down another 8%. So from 30 years old to 50 years old, you lose almost 20% of your metabolism.
Right.
So that's why I say, as you get older, size and muscle are a great way to offset that loss of metabolism. You'll actually raise your metabolism more than it would naturally be.
Or in
But
some
young
degree, we
people,
can use another word.
they
That
eat
is,
meat. They eat.
absorption is different. Absorption is different. Some people maybe
Yeah.
eat a lot, but still slender.
Yes. They. What ends up happening? Their body's just burning this food at such a rate that later, when they get a little older, they mistakenly believe they can eat the same amount and not gain weight. And then, when they suddenly start gaining weight, they go, wait, I haven't changed my eating habits. Why am I gaining weight now?
Yes.
Says, well, your metabolism
It's different. Yes,
That's
lower.
why.
Yeah.
You're not burning the same rate when you were 18 years old. You're 30 now.
Yes. And
There are many factors. Metabolism is a huge factor.
yeah. And here you mentioned about Robin Meyerman, the suffering scientist, TED Talk, October 2013. Okay, tell about the story of this guy.
Yes. So when I lost my weight, I didn't know any of the science. All I knew was natural, with no experience, what I needed to do. Knew that I needed to eat fewer calories than my body required for that level of weight, height, age. I needed to eat less. That's it. There was no magic. By eating better food, less of it, and without any additional exercise, I was able, even at my age, with a slow metabolism, I lost 28 kilograms. But I wondered, what is the science behind it?
Yeah.
How does it even happen? And this, I found online a great TED Talk by this man. His name is Ruben Meerman, and he's Australian. And they call him the surfing scientist because he likes to surf, on waves.
On waves, on the ocean.
Yes, he's a surfer.
Yeah.
And he's also a scientist. And back years ago, when he lost weight, he had the same question as me. How does it work? So he set about to figure out how weight loss really, really works. Behind the scenes, the chemistry of it, science of it. And that fascinated me. So, the next several slides are Ruben Meerman's explanation for how weight loss really works. And this might surprise you. So, we're going to go through these one step at a time.
When you lose weight,
So
where does it go? Sweet, toilet, either burn it as energy.
Well, he asked a bunch of people in Australia. He said, where does your weight go when you lose your weight? And nobody knew. They said, I think I sweat. And then when I sweat, it's my weight. I think when I go to the bathroom, that's, you basically get rid of the weight. Or energy. And nobody understood how you lose weight. So he set about explaining it. On the next slide, this equation, nice and simple. Carbon dioxide
plus water, sunlight.
Plus the energy, plus the energy of the sun. The sun's energy shining on plants enables those plants, their carbon dioxide from the air, the water in the plants and on the plants, and chlorophyll in the plants. It allows it for that plant to convert all of that into sugars. All of the foods we eat have either man-made or natural sugars.
Yeah.
And fats and carbohydrates, but they all have these sugars. Many kinds, sucrose. Some of the foods we eat have glucose or fructose. but they all have some sugar content. Whatever sugar content they don't have, the other stuff, carbohydrates, fat, our bodies are converting anyway. So ultimately, just remember this. Carbon dioxide plus water plus the energy
Sunlight,
of
energy.
the sun creates these sugars.
Glucose.
Now,
Yeah.
what happens next? On the next
Sugars.
slide,
Yeah.
the sugars are converted by us into foods. Either we harvest crops,
Yeah.
we eat animal meats, we make cookies and cakes, but we convert these sugars into the foods.
Yeah.
And these foods in our bodies are converted into fats
Yeah.
in the body as part of our metabolism, our biochemistry. Come. Next slide. How much sugar are we talking about? I wanted you to see just how much sugar is in the foods we eat. So this slide is the sugar in drinks. And if you look at this chart, that's amazing. Look at the sugars in some of these drinks.
Oh.
Some
Beverage. Yeah.
Yes. Now, think about the drinks that you've had today. That's the amount of sugar you ate by drinking the Coca-Cola, by drinking the flavored water. You were eating teaspoons, many, many grams of sugars. 30, 40, 50 grams in one drink. But it's not just your drinks. On the next slide,
A lot
show you the
of
sugars
fruits.
in foods.
Yeah. A lot of fruits.
Yes, so now remember, the fruits have natural sugars, which most scientists would agree are better for you. They're not refined. For our bodies to process these natural sugars, it's a little easier. But I wanted to show you on the right side,
Cakes.
look at the
Ice cream.
look at the muffins.
Cookies.
Right. Yes, but look at the breakfast that have the same sugar or worse than the sweets. So there's a yogurt there. That yogurt has about the same sugar because it's a flavored yogurt. It's not plain. About the same sugar as the ice cream.
Right.
But when you're eating the yogurt, you think, I'm eating healthy. It's a yogurt, right? No, it's a flavored yogurt. You've been eating a bunch of sugar. You should have just had ice cream because it would taste better, and you'd have eaten just as much sugar. The pancakes have as much sugar as the dessert right next to it. The bowl of cereal has as much as the cookies. So you could have just eaten the cookies. You would have had the same poor choice as that sugary flavored cereal. So my point with those two slides is you don't realize it, but the choices you make, you end up consuming a lot of sugars.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Well, I told you that the sugars end up becoming fats in your body. On the next slide, let's take a look at the chemical formula for fat.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the chemical formula for a fat molecule. The one in white is the average chemical formula. That's a typical fat molecule. The two in yellow are other types of fat molecules. There's always 6 oxygen atoms, but it can be different numbers of carbon and hydrogen atoms.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're all fats. These are all fats in your body. So that carbon dioxide and water and sunlight that became sugar gets metabolized by your body into these fats that your body stores. So let's take a look at the next slide.
Okay. So weight loss.
How does weight loss occur? Well, when you take the oxygen that's coming into your body and combine it with those fat molecules, meaning chemically, not physically, it's happening through biochemistry. When you combine those oxygen molecules coming into your body with the fat molecules, there are three products. Just three products. They are carbon dioxide, right? The plant was consuming water, and then something else. But in a moment, we'll talk about what that something else is.
Yeah.
But so this is it. This is the equation. This is it. You've got fat and you've got oxygen that your body, through different biochemical processes, is able to convert back into carbon dioxide, which is what you breathe out, and water, which you not only breathe out, but you also go to the bathroom, you also sweat, you also cry. Water leaves your body in many ways. The gas, CO2, carbon dioxide, leaves your body either one end or the other.
Yeah.
You can only get out two ways. So this is the entirety, really, of the science. We're going to talk about it more.
Yeah.
This is the equation. And when I saw that Reuben Meerman put this equation up on the PowerPoint, it cannot be that simple.
Yeah.
And I watched because I wanted him to explain more.
Yeah.
So on the next slide, let's look at what these really mean quickly. It's fat plus oxygen converted to carbon dioxide plus water plus something for the moment we're just going to call energy.
Yeah.
Now, on the next slide, energy from what? Well, your body creates heat.
Yeah.
Heat from things like movement. When you think, your brain burns energy. You burn calories. Just think, the harder you think, the more you're burning.
Yes.
Crazy, but that's the way it works.
Yeah.
And growing. When you're a young person and you're growing fast, you need more energy because your body consumes that energy to build itself into a bigger body. So all of these things are different types of energy, but atoms don't become energy. They
So
never,
where do
atoms
go?
Yeah, remember in basic chemistry, atoms, you have the same number at the beginning and end. Different form, but have CO2 and H2O, and it becomes glucose, sucrose. Same number of oxygen, same number of hydrogen, same number of carbon, always the same. The energy isn't coming from the atom. It's not the atom isn't converting into energy. The atom is the atom. Energy is just how the atoms go from one molecule to another. How they become fat from CO2. How they become, carbon dioxide from fat. Energy is the process, the biochemical process that make that happen. So he wanted to know how much. What are we talking about there? How does this happen? Here's the crazy part. Remember I said it's not rocket science. You lose weight, and this is crazy, but you lose it by breathing much of it out.
Yeah.
You breathe it out. That air that comes out of your body with every breath
Got
has
it.
a molecular weight. There are oxygen and carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms that have weight, but you can't see it because it's air
Yes.
coming out of your face.
Yeah.
He does a great experiment where he blows from his mouth into a balloon and he inflates it, blows this nice big balloon. Then he takes dry ice and he pours it onto this balloon, and it causes the gas in the balloon
Yes.
to break down into liquid oxygen and solid carbon.
Yes. Understand.
So you can actually see the powder. And he warms the balloon back up, and it all becomes a gas again. To the balloon. He wanted to know, how much do we breathe out? And how much does it weigh? So in his equations, he looked at the molecular weight of carbon, of hydrogen, and of oxygen. And he did the math. And he found that 84% of what you breathe, every breath, 84% of that becomes carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
16% of it becomes water. That water may leave in your breath. It may leave in
Come
your
out.
sweat,
Yeah.
your urine, but it leaves. So when you burn 10 kilograms,
Yeah.
it's because you're breathing out 8.4 kilograms of carbon dioxide
Yes.
and 1.6 kilograms of water. That's what's happening in the body when you if you exercise, you burn more. If you exercise, then you're going to have CO2, more water leaving your body. Think about when you run or you lift weights and you breathe harder. And
Yes.
your heart is pumping faster. Each breath, 84% carbon dioxide, 15% water
Yes.
each time. So you're lifting those weights. You're running and you're breathing.
Yeah.
So he said there's 3 ways for you to lose the weight. You move more,
Eat less.
you eat less,
Keep
and you breathe.
breathing. Keep breathing. We cannot stop. Always almost the same or intensely.
Yes, which is great because see that one's for free. Right?
Yes.
we get keep breathing come free. You don't even have to do anything. Your body does it. So how great is that? You don't even have to think about that. But move more and eat less is your choice.
Yes.
If you don't want to move more, you can lose weight, but you will have to eat less. If you do move more, you can eat more. But remember, it's a budget. Every day you have a budget, and in that budget you can choose what you're going to eat and try to spend your budget on nutritious foods, not all cakes and candies and cookies. More nutritious things that are going to give you the proteins and the good fats and the carbohydrates and the minerals and salts that your body needs. So all the experts have been telling you should eat grapefruit, you should eat only meat, you should eat only vegetable, you should eat oatmeal, you should eat lots of eggs, you should eat no eggs, you should eat keto diet, ketogenesis, what they call a keto diet. You should eat South Beach diet. These are all different names for fads. What Ruben Meerman is telling you is that your body does one of the 3 steps already. It breathes. The other 2 are up to you. And those formulas, that's how your body works. There's no pill. There's no magic. There's no other science that you need to know. This is it. He lost his weight, by the way, same way that I did.
Right.
I did it to myself. Committed, stayed with it, no matter what. I made better choices about what I was eating and stayed in my budget, my calorie or kilojoule daily budget.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no, it's, if people think that they need to go buy something special, go buy a special food, no, I don't eat anything special.
Yeah.
The foods I eat are so ridiculously simple. Chicken, fish, pork, beef, any kind you want. Boiled, egg, fried chicken. You can do it. I eat vegetables. I eat yogurts and eggs. There's no magic. There's no magic. 28 kilograms later, I tell you, there's no magic. So it's more about you and the decisions you make. If you have a slow metabolism because of your medical condition,
Yeah.
because you're older, because you don't get enough sleep, there are many reasons why you can have a low metabolism.
Yeah.
But you can do things to speed up the metabolism.
Yeah.
I said get better sleep. Eat throughout the day. Skip meals. Don't eat late at night. Build muscle mass. Go to the gym and work out to build muscle.
Yeah.
Because muscle helps burn energy. And energy helps convert fat into carbon dioxide and water. And your body will breathe it out.
Right.
So it's super. When I saw this, I said, "Wow!" So that's how I was able to lose weight without even changing exercise. I never, not once, in 7 months, went to a gym. Not once did I run. I did not begin exercising until after I lost the weight, because now my body felt better. I felt stronger. I felt just more able to do good exercise. So my knees didn't hurt. My hips didn't hurt. My back didn't hurt. So after I lost the weight, I said, now let's try exercise. And so now I can exercise safely. A couple quick things especially for women. If you're not careful, if you obsess about that weight scale, if you don't commit to trying to make this happen, it's going to frustrate you, and there are bad habits that you can get into, like starving yourself, like not eating. It can cause eating disorders. It can cause health problems, serious health problems. Your bones, your muscles, your teeth, everything can suffer from this. And I know I've seen in China, there's a lot of pressure. Women all over the world, but especially in China, have a lot of pressure from their peers.
Yes.
From magazines, TV shows, movies, constantly telling you, thin, be thin, lose weight, have a thigh that big. Really? Why would you want a thigh that big?
It's not healthy.
Yes, it's creating young women who have such bad eating habits, and they unfortunately are setting themselves up, meaning they're making a circumstance that later in life is going to hurt them. So they need to make good choices about their eating now. And they're, committing to a healthier lifestyle so that later they don't suffer the consequences of what they're doing today. These diets, they're not helping you. They are not helping you. You see in what I just showed you, there's no mystery diet. It's just the math, the chemistry. And as long as you follow those steps, and they're not special steps.
Yeah.
Commit to yourself, lie to yourself. If you follow this, you can do it. You can do it. I did it, and I kept it off. So now I lost the weight by August. It's March, and I haven't gained it.
Yeah.
So you can do this, but you have to believe in yourself and commit to it. And so I thought, we do lots of presentations about all these subjects, cultural things, work, business. And I thought, why don't we just do one about a subject that is on so many minds, but so many of us don't understand it, or we get frustrated by it. And I hope that everybody learns something new. You know this already, and now I know why I was able to lose the weight that I did, and it's pretty cool. I like the beauty and simplicity of the chemistry of weight loss.
Yeah, and today sometimes I don't know what was the reason. The signal sometimes sounds very weak. I cannot listen clearly. I'm not sure other friends.
Oh, sorry.
Sometimes,
I don't know.
You speak loudly, but just maybe today the signal is not strong enough. Sometimes clear, sometimes very weak.
Okay.
I couldn't listen clearly. This is the reason. Maybe I need to adjust what's the internet, and in our office the speed is not quickly fast enough, and this is one reason. The other, here I want to also summarize several points I made. Maybe in certain aspects what we are doing are a little bit different, but some parts are the same. For me, I think the first was when I was trying to lose weight, I finished following several steps. One is I make sure every day just walk, not run. Walk 10 kilometers every day. Just maybe it will spend about 1 hour or 1.5 an hour. Quickly walk, not run. Because if we run too much, maybe our knees will be broken or be hurt. And the second point is every day I eat in the past I just eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But when I was trying to lose weight, I eat 5 times, but each time a little bit, and make sure I would not didn't feel hungry. If I let myself feel very hungry, I may eat more. So this is the second point. The third point, I can eat. I still eat meat and vegetables, but not fat, too much rice and noodles, bread, etc. And the fifth, I sleep regularly. Because sometimes in the past I had a very terrible habits. Sometimes stay up until very maybe deep night, 2 or 3 a.m. It's not good to my health. So when I was trying to lose weight, I got rid of the habits. And the fifth when I was trying to lose weight, I must control my emotion. That means every day I do my best. I did my best to make my very relaxed and very happy. Don't feel stressful, painful, or frustrated. And most time I must make sure myself excited or very happy, because our emotion will affect the level of our hormone, and the hormone will decide where the quality of our losing weight. And what's more about water? Almost every day I drink water about 1 to 2 liters. 1 to 2 liters. More water, that means we will bring a lot of waste out of our body and keeping healthy. Number 7 is about sometimes I'll also eat the protein, the special protein, because that when I was hungry, I just take that as beverage without sugar, and make myself still very comfortable, and that is very important. Number 8, that is I still make sure the meat without fat. The meat almost every meal I still have made. Meat. Some people say, "Oh, you are trying to lose weight. Why do you still eat meat?" I think lose weight is that we still need to make ourselves nutritious enough. That doesn't mean as long as your weight is less and less. It doesn't mean you still stay healthy. I mean, just we must lose a lot of fat and or convert them into something else. We still need, for our protein in our muscle, we still need to let our muscle stronger and stronger. And some people have misunderstanding about health. That is, you mentioned that a lot of people think the thinner is better. Actually, thin in some degree, that means not health. Too thin, that means not health. So I think people still keep certain, even fat in some in our normal time. We still need to eat some fat. For example, without fat, that means even sometimes when we fall down, our heart, lung may be hurt very easily. So fat means to protect our organs. So we cannot say, oh, always the fat is the slender is better, the thin is better. Slender is okay, but too thin, that means you get ill. We must recognize we cannot have misconcept or misunderstanding about losing weight. Okay, it's almost 12:30. Would you like to summarize today's conversation? Maybe just give us several very key critical suggestions regarding losing weight. Our conversation has lasted about 2 hours. Go ahead, please.
Okay.
So,
before summarizing, I want to also people understand one quick thing, because Lewis had left a message and said he wanted to gain weight.
Yeah.
It's the same principle. When you have a calorie budget for exercise, you want to gain weight, you have to do 2 things. Eat more, because that extra calorie, the extra energy, will enable your body to build muscle, just maintain current weight. So for me, would have to eat additional calories and contain. So if you want to gain weight, you have to eat more than you eat to maintain your weight. And you have to exercise on a regular basis to force your body to create muscle, because that muscle is the weight. You don't want the fat. And by the way, when I say you don't want the fat, I'm not saying don't eat fatty foods. I eat fatty foods. I'm saying you want to build the lean muscle on your body.
Right.
So eat more and exercise it's the only way. Again, it's mathematics. It's chemistry. The more you eat, the more you exercise, the more you can put on that lean muscle mass to look like an athlete. That's what an athlete does. They exercise and they eat more. And keep in mind that when you build all that muscle, what did I say earlier? That muscle burns more energy. So when you build that bigger body, you are going to need more food every day to keep that bigger body. So an athlete, like a swimmer, every day eats thousands of calories because they have to make that body and burn the energy to swim. It's math. The bigger and more muscular you are, the more food you require each day to keep that muscle body.
Yeah.
So that's for people who want to gain weight. Same rules apply across the board. The only difference.
Here I want to also emphasize one point. That is, when we are trying to lose weight, for some people, maybe one skill is useful. That is, we can tell our decision, our commitment to our friends around us, or to tell them, I'm trying to lose weight. Let our family members or our friends or our colleagues around us to help us, support us, even monitor us. Because everyone sometimes may be very lazy or cannot self-discipline enough, out of control may happen. So in such a case, if we told other people about our target and let them help us to, for example, sometimes I'm very busy. I have no time to cook healthy food.
That's right.
My wife helped me a lot just to cook healthy food. Even when we went out to travel, and she also reminded me, must remember bring your scale and to know the food, how much you should eat. Each time she reminded me a lot. And if I was busy, she would help me to buy some healthy food. And I also told me my colleagues, if they discovered that I was overeat too much, as long as they found me, I would have a punishment. I will give them 50 RMB or 100 RMB. If I ask people around me, I ask them to monitor me, because sometimes I cannot control myself enough. Of course, for some people, they are very self-disciplined. That doesn't matter. You can control yourself. This is my suggestion.
It's always nice to have support. If you have support, imagine this: if you're trying to lose weight, and you're married, and your spouse is eating all sorts of delicious but very bad things. It's tough. It's very tough. I mean, you're sitting at dinner and you're eating your chicken and your rice, your vegetable, and he is eating a nice, big, delicious piece of cake. That's not support. That's not good support, right? They're testing you to want these things. Now, I will say this. Once you get really good, after a couple of months, I could sit around any cake, cookie, any chips, any ice cream, and not eat any of it. None. If I
Yeah.
let it have a taste, but more, because I developed the habit. But in the very early days, the first few weeks of trying to lose weight, if your family is eating these things around you, it will
Yeah.
make your job much more challenging, much more difficult, because it's temptation. It's right there. Like popcorn in the movie, in front of your face.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. So I removed that. And it wasn't until maybe 2 months later that I realized that I have now developed a really good habit. And I knew, because I would go out and walk by restaurants that I used to eat at those restaurants, and I would walk right by. And I knew at that moment I had achieved a good habit, because the old Joe would have walked in the restaurant and had something. So it's when you get to the point where you can resist. Now, okay, if your children have cookies around you, you know, it's not, you're not going to feel like you must have some, you know, or you'll have one and that's it. You won't eat more of them. But you have to give yourself an opportunity to
Yeah.
get to that point first.
Yeah.
And so you were asking earlier, sort of a summary. And I would say that the original 6 things, you know, you don't look at the scale, especially women. I know that it affects you so much. I've
Yeah.
seen it with my sisters. I've seen it married. Scales are evil.
Yeah.
They really make you, they make you look at yourself and have self-confidence issues,
Yeah.
self-esteem issues. It's not helpful. They committing to doing this, lie to yourself anymore. Just be honest. Is this what you want? Do you want to lose weight? And if the answer is yes, or if you want to gain, if you're trying to become, you know, more muscular for the guys, you have to commit.
Yeah.
You can't kind of do it. You have to do it. Make better choices, better sleep, better food choices with your food budget, that calorie budget for your day. I provided a calculator link where you can figure out what your calorie budget really is.
Yeah.
And I even use, by the way, I use an app that was helpful. We'll put a link to the app
Yeah.
in the messages, but I used it to track my food so that I could see how much I was eating to make sure I didn't exceed my daily budget. And I don't use the app anymore. I don't need to, because I've developed a good habit. But back
Yeah.
then, I used it every day. I committed every day to using it. And then understand that the science behind it is simple. There is no magic pill. There
Right.
is no magic juice.
Mainly about implementation. We must carry on
Yeah.
the plans.
Breathe in the oxygen.
Yeah.
Breathe out the carbon dioxide in the water.
Yeah.
And do that while eating right,
Yeah.
exercising if you can, when you can, but I did exercise.
Yeah.
You can. And that's why I called it not so secret weight loss.
Yeah.
It's not really a secret.
Yeah, to know the formula, to know the
I've known
rules,
it.
it's very easy. But the perseverance is not easy.
That's the
Yeah.
hard part. You might find this funny, but I would test myself.
Yeah,
to
you
see
have set
if
a
I'm really
great example for us to lose weight, so we must follow you. And recently, I also have made a new plan about losing weight. Hopefully, 1 or 2 months later, you will see my change about my figure.
just commit.
Yes,
Commit to it. And,
Yes.
And and even once you lose the weight, once it's off,
Yeah.
it's a lifelong change. Forever.
Yes. Not just several months.
The weight will come
Yeah.
back.
Long life. Yes.
It's for life. You change the way you look at food,
Yeah.
the way that you eat for the rest of your life. And that's, again, don't deprive yourself of the
Yeah.
occasional nice, delicious thing. It won't feel so bad. It feels bad only if you say, I can't eat any chocolate, no cake, no ice cream, no cookies, no chips. If you do that to yourself,
Yeah.
you will eventually break. You
Yeah.
will eventually stop, with your good habits. You need to have the occasional thing that
Yeah.
makes you feel like it's, a normal, and if you pick delicious foods, you won't matter. When I am in China and I have a delicious bowl of noodles, I'm not worried because that bowl of noodles is within my budget.
Yeah, that's where we still remember the first time we met each other in that restaurant.
I had a big bowl.
Yeah.
The bowl was like this of noodles. It was such a, and it didn't matter because I was within my budget of food that I eat for the day.
Yeah.
You don't have to give up these things. You just have to be smart about sticking within that daily budget, and the math, the chemistry will do the rest. So,
Yeah.
Stop with fads. Fads, I understand people's need to make an income, but what they're doing is they're hoping that people will be afraid of, oh, I need this pill. I must have this pill to lose weight. And the answer is no, you don't need that pill. I don't need the pill. You can lose the weight. And they don't want to say that, because
Yeah.
they're not going to sell their book or
Yeah.
their pill.
Most important still about one is the food, the second is physical exercise, the third is sleep, and the fourth is emotion. I think the 4 points are
Your
the most
emotion,
most
good mood,
important.
being in a good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And notice, this is all just stuff that naturally it feels right.
Yeah.
To be in a good mood, it feels better.
Yeah.
To get enough sleep feels better. When you get enough sleep, and you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
it feels better. There's a reason for that. Your body is telling you that you needed it.
Yes.
When you wake up after 2 hours of sleep, your body's telling you you didn't get enough.
Yeah.
That's why you have headache. That's why you have pain. So listen to your body. Listen. It's speaking to you. But, if you're not listening to it, don't be surprised when you can't lose the weight.
Okay. Thank you. Today the time is now it's 12:46. 2 hours and 6 minutes. Maybe it's a time for us to say goodbye. Okay. So how about tomorrow's topic? Have you decided yet, or we will discuss later?
Yeah, I'll talk about it shortly.
Okay, shortly we will make a decision. Okay.
And we'll come up with tomorrow's topic, and everybody hopefully will join us for 10, 11 tomorrow for the next topic, and we'll announce it to you in the groups.
Okay. Thank you. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your effort. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. Bye
Have a
bye.
good day, everyone.
Okay. Okay. Have a good sleep, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.